Boom, here we have a free plugin. This is Temperance Lite from Eventide, and what it is reverb. Now hold on, I know you're saying I already have tons of reverbs. Hold on, let me show you how this works. This is totally different and it's really cool. So essentially what we can do with this is emphasize notes or even de-emphasize notes with this reverb. Okay, so just check this out here, right?
I'm hanging on to what you say.
So that's obviously a reverb. Then we can select notes here, just select whatever you want, and then turn it over here to the right to emphasize our musical notes or de-emphasize those. So check this out, right? We can get some really cool effects with this.
I'm hanging on to what you say. I'm hypnotized by you.
That's already really cool. Now this is in F minor. So if we choose notes that are within that scale, let me hold down Alt. I'll click one of those notes and it turns all of them off. So we'll go for F minor, F, G sharp, C, right? By the way, you can come up here and change your accidentals to flats if you want. So if you want to do that, we'll just leave it on sharps. And now our reverb will be in the same tune, essentially, right? In the same mode and scale as our content.
I'm hanging on to what you say. I'm hypnotized by you.
Isn't that cool? Now, of course, we have other reverb controls that we probably already know how they work. Mix control, decay, size. Here is your pre-delay right here. Just click there, double click, enter a time that you want. And then 3 different basically types of reverbs: bright, studio, and then a synthetic space. And then down here, we can constrain where that temperance or modal EQ or modal reverb will be.
I'm hanging on to what you say.
And then we can also use high pass and low pass filters as well. That's this sort of clear box right there.
I'm hanging on to what you say. I'm hypnotized by you.
Now, isn't that cool, man? We can really get some really cool sounds out of this. Let's move on here to a different sample here now. So here we can de-emphasize it. Let's just add some more notes here. So imagine using that with automation, right? To move this stuff around, get some almost like filtery effects, which is pretty cool. It also comes with a bunch of presets here, and this notes lock will lock obviously the notes that you have selected. So whenever I go through these presets, it won't change the notes that I have selected. We'll go through maybe some of these presets real quick. Maybe we'll do it over here on this sample here. Let's check this out here. Hear the eeriness that it creates? right, so for this one here, it's in E minor, so it's kind of cool to do this here, right? So we'll just emphasize just E on this one here. Start messing around with these other controls. By the way, in the center, no tempering is going on. So it's just like a standard reverb in the center, or you can de-emphasize or emphasize, right? Let's go to Bright Room. I tried doing that with a standard reverb. You're not going to be able to do it, right? Right? So much cool stuff you can do with this reverb plugin. It's one of those plugins that you can just kind of load in your session and you just kind of start playing with it. And before you know it, you look at your clock and like 45 minutes have gone by because you're just messing around, right? Trying on some drums here. Again, isn't that cool? Or, by the way, instead of necessarily emphasizing the exact notes, we could. So on this here, this is E minor, right? Like E. We could do the opposite, right? We could emphasize opposite notes or something, you know, things that aren't in the scale that make it sound kind of weird. Basically, if you want to create some like dissonance or something. Or pull those out, you know? All right, man, like I said, I could play with this thing all day long, but you probably want to know where to get it. So you get it right over here. Of course, I have a link for this in the description below, 100% free. Just head over here. Again, link in the description below, free through December 31st. Now, that just means you have to get it by that date. You will own it forever. You just have to get it by that date. All right, so once again, I have a link for this in the description below. A new era of reverb. Be able to tune your reverb, tamper things down, or emphasize things, de-emphasize things. Really a different sort of creative way to use reverb. So head over there, again, link in the description below, and pick up Temperance Lite from Eventide for yourself for free.